Hi, this is Deborah from dinglefoot.com, and today I'm going to show you how to make a card using the Distress Crackle paints. They come in a little pot like this, and they're really easy to use. It's one step, and that's it. You just brush it on your paper and let it dry. Hopefully you can see this here on the camera. It's a little bit hard to see, but if you can see, this paint is crackled. This is some I did this morning when I wasn't too busy, and I just let it sit and dry. But you can speed up the drying process. All you do is take your paper like this and just brush it on. Make sure it's nice and wet where you put it on, and you can brush it out to the side a little so it has a little dry look to it if you like that look. But it'll take about 10 minutes to start crackling, and if you want to speed up the process, you can, after it starts crackling, you can use your heat tool to dry it. But see how it's all nice and wet like this? And all those little lumpy parts will smooth down all on their own. So this is the card I did earlier, and it has a really neat look to it, and it's flexible. You can bend it, you can stamp on it, you can ink on it. So that's what I'm going to do a little bit of today. I'm going to take my old paper ink. I just want this to have a little bit of a inked look around the edges, so I dip my ink tool in here. I'm working off my craft sheet, and you want to start off your sheet and just start going in little circles around the edge. You can see how I can ink right over top of the paint. It's not going to come off. I'm going to go around. You can go on top of the paint. This is really neat if you mix like a light color with a dark color, because that color will show through the paint, the crackles in the paint. So you can see I went all around the edge there. And now I'm going to take another piece of paper. It's the same length as this one. I'm going to tear it. I want this edge to be right along this edge of the paper here. So I'm going to rip it. Just put your hands down and just kind of rip it whatever way you want. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing with this ripped paper as I did with the card around the edges. I'm going to use my old paint ink and my little foam ink applicator tool and just go over it. And then I'm going to take this little edge distresser right here and run it right along the torn part so that it gets a little distressed look to it. Okay, and that's going to get glued right on this side of my card. But first, before I glue that on there, I'm going to use my fired brick ink pad. And I have this stamp, a little swirly stamp from Autumn Leaves, and I'm going to ink that up good. The nice thing about the Crackle paint is you can just stamp right on top of it. I can even emboss on top of it if I want to, but for now I'm just going to stamp. This is going to come over here. So you can see that. It stamps right on top of the Crackle paint, no problem. So now that I did that, I'm going to glue my little paper along the edge of my card. Whenever you stamp an image like that on top of the paint, sometimes it's kind of cool if you want to put a little bit of the little bling stickers on, or little punched flowers or something. That's kind of cute too. But I wanted this to come over the top of my paint here and over top of the swirl. And then I have this little flower I'm going to put on there too. That's going to go right here. See how the red in the flowers kind of blends with the ink? That's going to go right there. And then I stamped this little teensy thing with my fired brick ink pad too. It says Cherish, and I put little stickers on the back. And I should have probably inked that with old paper too, huh? I'll put that right there. It says Cherish. There's an easy little card with Crackle paint.